Hey guys, welcome to welcome back. We've been away. It is no secret to any of you guys that it's been a very, very crazy year from start to finish. 2021's been, I don't know, I'd like to say it was a great year, but it kind of half sucked.
Yeah. There were some really great points and some really, really terrible points to it.
Yeah.
Glad to be done with it.
Yeah, we're kind of happy. Bring on 2022. I wish I could say it can't get any worse, but I really don't know. So I'm just going to hope that it doesn't get any worse. Highlights of 2021 for us is definitely Camp Pennsylvania. Laura, we busted our ass close to 2 years over this, and it finally happened, and I am really stoked. I want to say a big thank you to everybody who came and hung out with us over the course of the weekend. Sorry we didn't have internet. It happens. You're in the middle of
the cool thing is we do for 2022. We have cell service and we have internet and we have so many really cool, awesome improvements for you guys, and we're excited.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. The new location in Scranton is gonna freaking be amazing. Wait till you guys see this site. Wait till you guys see what you're actually gonna be taking part in. That's what I'm the most excited about. We won't be giving away too many details. Actually, we still have submissions going on, but not for much longer. They're gonna close on the 15th or near around that date. So make sure if you do have a band and you do want to play to send them our way. Go to camppennsylvania.com. Put in the more detail, the better for us. It gives us a better view of your band. If you think that you're just getting away with one Facebook post and no links to music, I'm sorry. We've had over 300 submissions, so it's been really hard for us to narrow this down. What amazing talent. First of all, in Philly, or in Pennsylvania to begin with, completely blown away at the talent that's been coming through. But really, we've been getting hit all over, not only on a national level, but a very international level as well. And that's been kind of crazy because when we started this 2 years ago, I never thought that this was going to be a thing. Like, it was going to be a thing, but it was going to be a cute thing.
Right. It's kind of like a little party, and it's really turned into something that is starting to, our seeds are planted now and our roots are starting to grow, and it's really exciting and it's super humbling to watch.
So yeah, huge thank you. But this isn't about camp. This is about the music that we have loved for the last year now. When I kind of went with the terms for this show, because I thought, hey, it would be a cool way to include the people that we love into a show that, we put in so much love into. And at first I was like, only picking your top album that was released in 2021. And some people actually went, but I don't really have an album that was released in 2021. So I kind of had to jig the terms a bit and be like, if you have an album that you really like that was released in 2021, talk about it. If you have an album that really meant the most to you in 2021, but it might not be a 2021 release, talk about it. If you have an artist, no song, no album, no problem. If you have an artist that you thought blew you away in 2021, talk about it. And, we've had a great response with this show. So without further ado, check out who you guys thought were the best of 2021.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Chris Chavez from That One Time at Bandcamp, and I'm here to tell you about my pick for the album of the year. And that comes to us from the band Keep Flying, and the album is called Survival. Now, Survival actually dropped at the end of 2020, and much of it had been written before the events of the year. However, this seems to be one of those albums that comes out at the perfect time to speak to our collective experience. From beginning to end, the album is straight fire, delivering high-energy post-pop punk with an earnestness that feels like their first time out. Except this isn't Keep Flying's first outing. This is their third offering, and there's definitely a noticeable evolution in the maturity of the songwriting and arrangements on this album. Though none of these songs were written about what we experienced in 2020, themes of fear, uncertainty, and hopelessness do ring true to what the collective experience was for us in the year. And it does, again, underline the perfect timing for this album's release. Because even though many of these themes are present throughout, the one thing that is a constant about Keep Flying's music is you don't give up. You Keep Flying. And from the opening chords of The Town Goes to Sleep to the rising crescendo of The Town Wakes Up, Survival is an album that makes you want to face those fears with a fire burning inside that says, we never lie down. Survival is honestly one of the best albums I've heard in the year so far. And if you haven't heard it yet, do yourself a favor and go check it out. So there it is, my number one pick for album of the year, Keep Flying's Survival. Once again, my name's Chris Chavez from That One Time at Bandcamp. If you want to listen to that show or any other podcast that I'm a host of, head over to the network at bicbp-radio.com. See you later.
We want to thank Riot Squad Media. We've been asked by them to nominate our favourite albums of the year.
My favourite album is by Knock Loose, Tear in the Fabric of Life. It's super heavy, it's really good. They put some Beach Boys samples in there, which is kind of weird. Yeah, trust me, it's really good. Quality.
There's a tie for me. Dreamers by Chaser is awesome. Kind of classic, kind of speed punk kind of album. But also Snakes and Ladders, brand new album by Our Darkest Days,
that one's
is
really
just
good too.
blowing me away. It's amazing. It's got this kind of punk / metal vibe to it with all the solos and stuff. It's awesome. Need to check that out. Snakes and Ladders, it's called.
Yeah.
Cheers, that's our choice.
Or stay awake, don't forget. Hey, Johnny.
Hey, it's Jimmy from Morning Buzz with Jimmy and Quick Eddie's Swag Company. Make t-shirts, all that good stuff for Filthy Lowdown, Coffee Lions, The Sniffed, Malt Soda Records, etc. My pick for this year, 2021, it was a little difficult for me from all the bands that I've got to know and their older albums and yada yada. So I did link up with a band called Call Dead from Orlando, Florida, and Scott from the band, he does a thing called DCPC Live, which was originally a show promoter, now a record label. And their first release was this 7-inch, which is my pick for the year. DCPC Live, Call Dead, and 2 Amateur. Recorded in the Danger Room 5/29/20 as a live stream. They've released 2 more, Year of the Fist, and then one of my new favorite bands is coming out soon. There was a little delay on this one. It was 2 Man Advantage, but they're all live albums. 2 Man Advantage is split. I think it's 16 years apart or something like that. The guys do great work. Definitely worth checking out. I think the presses are limited though, but I know they're online for streaming and whatnot. And check out the Morning Buzz with Jimmy, Saturdays at 10 a.m. And if you need some t-shirts, I'm your guy. Take it easy.
So I got asked by Riot Squad Media to do like a song, like something that meant the music, what meant the most to me in 2021. And it was really hard to come up with them. But then I thought about it again. The question was, what meant the most to me music-wise 2021? And I think it was the release of Naked Ray Gun's release Over the Overlords, the LP. It's been 30 years since they released any music, and with my good friend Pierre Kesdy dying, and this being a kind of bucket list thing that had to be done, this had to be put out in honor of him and all those guys. They've all meant so much to me as an artist, especially being a Chicago punk rock guy, and allowing me to actually come in and start playing punk rock, to be quite honest. If it wasn't for them and their shows, I wouldn't even be doing this interview right now. So to have those guys put out a record in 2021, that's actually, it's definitely Ray Gun in their progression to who they are today, taking things from the past, things in their mid years to the end to now. Over the Overlords is something that means so much to me, and 2021 we were blessed to actually have that record put out. So that's it. That's my pick. And it was hard to pick one at first, but when it came down to this, what meant the most, that meant the most, and it means a lot to me, and to a lot of Chicago punk rock people. It means a whole bunch.
Hi, I'm Jen Buzzkill.
And I'm Zach Buzzkill. We're from the
Radio Buzzkills.
It's holiday season again, and you know what that means. It's not just time to talk to your alcoholic uncle. It's also time for us to mention our favorite record of 2021. And since we didn't make one this year, we were forced to choose somebody else's. So this is where we'll have our special effects guys gonna come, because these guys are from Italy. He's gonna edit in a big American eagle fighting an Italian scorpion, and then we'll have like a CGI Steve McQueen fighting a transformer. And
That's excessive.
yeah,
Our favorite record of 2021 was Latte Plus, No More Than 3 Chords.
actually, Jenny, they're from Italy, and I believe in Italy they pronounce it no more than 3 chords. Let me tell you, folks, this is a fantastic record. It captures the spirit of 79 Ramones-influenced punk rock without being boring and derivative. It's heartfelt, it's full of love, and it makes you want to dance. I can't recommend another record more.
And this record comes in 2 different colors, yellow and blue.
I believe they did that because that's the color of the Italian flag.
Yeah.
This record is available from Pro Rock Records, where you can also catch the upcoming record by the Radio Buzzkills, Get Even. We'll have that out as soon as our lawsuits with David Duchovny are settled, because that guy's a dick. Happy holidays, you pieces of shit.
Hi, Terry.
Hey, what's going on, Terry and Laura? Thanks so much for having me on here. And just wanted to give you guys my top albums of 2021. In no particular order, The Dirty Nil, Fuck Art, great album. Idols, Crawler, I mean, that band's doing no wrong. Quicksand, Distant Populations, probably my most listened to album this year. Amyl and the Sniffers, Comfort to Me, great, fun record. The Bronx, Bronx 6, I mean, Jesus, these guys just keep getting better and better. Turnstile, Glow On, I mean, give me a break. I think that's the standout record of the year for a lot of people. Duran Jones and the Indications, the album's called Private Space, super fun, soulful record, definitely good for easy listening. Kalimasi, Laughs, awesome record, these guys are great. Assertion, the album is called Intermission, featuring members of Sunny Day Real Estate. Totally good breakthrough record, their first album. And then I'm a little biased, but earlier this year, my label released the band Nextcar's album Don't Panic. I think it's a wonderful record. I'd love for you to check it out. And I know you guys really appreciated that record too, so thank you. But yeah, Sell the Heart Records had a great year. We released a bunch of stuff. We have a huge next year lined up. So we have some stuff getting reissued and some brand new records we'll be announcing. Would highly encourage you guys to check out our subscription options on Bandcamp or our Vinyl Record Club. Again, thank you guys so much for having me on the show. You guys are wonderful. Keep up the good work. See you guys next year.
Hey, we're Broken Cubs, and the top album of 2021 for me would be Amyl and the Sniffers, because they just fucking rock. They bring a lot of energy to the stage and on the record.
I like Torso's new album because it's straight up hardcore punk, very aggressive, and just fast and wild how I like it.
Kobe?
And I like Boy Harsher's new single, Give Me a Reason, because it's got that classic dark wave, which, you know, I'm a fan of.
Thank you, Laura and Terry, for inviting me, Trev, the struggling artist, the host of the Struggling Artist podcast, on to the show for your best of 2021. It was a tough choice. And it's probably, I have like 6 albums that are tied, and I just had to pick one, and I decided to go with this one. It was a good year for music. What can I say? I mean, you know, there were some bangers. And I had to pick one for this. Anyway, my pick was Danny Carney, Chainsaw Symphony, Blizzard of 82. To you young kids, the pun there is like, the joke there is the Blizzard was of 78, not 82. This is like a 80s, almost 80s concept album that Danny put out. It's a full-length album and it spins at 45, so it sounds really crisp. Songs are fairly short. It's fantastic. It's like if you took like 80s freestyle music, like the Latin freestyle, Italian freestyle kind of music, and you mixed it up with punk rock and rock and roll. That's what this album is. It sounds awesome. At this point, whatever Danny does, I'm gonna listen to it. He could be like, "Hey, record a new album." I had a kazoo, like a fucking pot of pasta, and a fart machine. And I made an album, and I'd be like, "I'm into it." That's it. I mean, nothing else I can do. I have to be into it. You know, he makes good music. I have faith in Mr. Carney. Anyway, that is my choice for the best of 2021. It is Danny Carney, Chainsaw Symphony, Blizzard of 82. Thank you again to Laura and Terry for inviting the struggling artist onto this episode.
Hey, what's going on? John from Coffee Lions. The band I want you to check out today is Break City Drowners, right out of York, PA, and the album is Rip House, released in 2017. This album's a roller coaster ride, really, from beginning to end. It's got a lot of energy. It's one of my favorites. I actually listen to it pretty often when I'm at the gym, when I'm driving to work, when I want to get that extra pump going on and get excited. The band, like I said, is from York, so we had the opportunity to play with them a bunch of times. They rock. They absolutely shred. Barry, the lead singer, is one of my good buddies. We get in some trouble together, but he definitely brings the energy. But the whole band is just amazing. They play great together. They write great together. The whole album is just genius as far as I'm concerned. It's one of my top albums, really, of all time. These guys are definitely going to be around for a long, long time, so you better get used to that name, Break City Drowners with 2 W's. Once again, they're from York, PA. Check out Rip House. It's great. My recommendations are O Jaded Fire and Medusa's Cove. Definitely 2 songs that just shred. So hopefully you like it. Once again, thanks, Laura, Terry, for having me on. Thanks for everything you do. Peace.
Hey, what's up? It's Wiley Willis from 2 Minute Minor and X Redline X. And this is my 2021 pick, Skullcrack, Bring Back the Guillotine EP. It's 4 tracks, and I love this band. I love this album because these guys are hardcore punk with a thrash element. They got thrashy drums, thrashy guitars. Skullcrack, one of the best hardcore bands out right now. You should pick this up. It's a good record. And 2 Minute Minor has a 4-way split coming out with Shittisin, Battle Royale, the Kreutzer Sonata. It's called Hold the Ketchup. It's coming out from Frisky Morrison Friends and Coffee and Hardcore Records. And look out for X Redline X. We got our first single coming early next year. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Michael Kane from Michael Kane in the Morning Afters, and I want to share a few of my 2021 favorite records. Alright, first one here came out in 2020, but because of 2020, we'll say this is 2021. So this is a record by KCUF. I really like this record a lot. I've said it to them, and I don't know if it resonates, but maybe you older people out here, it really reminds me of late twin tone, early A&M Soul Asylum, like Hang Time and Horse They Rode In On. It's really catchy, it's really good. Check it out. Alright. The next one, I can't believe I'm even telling you this because I don't want to let anybody know on my secrets, let anybody in on my secrets, but the newest Wallflowers record is amazing, like every other one of their records. But I'm fine if y'all just don't want to listen to the Wallflowers, and I can just keep borrowing things from them. But the new one is called Exit Wounds. It's really, really good. Check it out. And my last one is my favorite punk rock record, post 1980. That's saying a lot. Post 1980. I'm sure you're all on board with this, but the deluxe reissue of Sorry Ma by the Replacements is amazing, of course. And there's tons of alternate takes on this. You know, there's a live show. It's amazing. So, yeah. KCUF, the Wallflowers, and the Replacements. Yeah, so, yeah, look out for our band. Having a new record in 2022. And, check out the new singles, and yeah, see ya.
Thank you guys so much for joining us and for diving into this with us. Terry and I are going to kick this off as to what we kind of thought was not really the best of 2021, but the best of 2021. For me, my number one record of this year was Fuck Art by the Dirty Nil. I think this is no secret now that you guys know I am absolutely head over heels in love with this band. And I love this record for so many reasons. From front to back, every song on here is perfectly written and perfectly executed. They have these really big, beautiful, bold choruses and these witty lyrics and these great hooks. And I just think that the way they put all of their songs together is just immaculate. And not to mention, they are one of my absolute favorite bands to see live. I had the pleasure of getting to see them like 3 or 4 times this year, almost back to back, and chills every single time. And to me, that is what music is supposed to do. So that's why they're my number one this year. Cherry, what about you? What's your favorite full length for this year?
Favorite full length this year is The Sentence. I gotta give it to them. Since Tony Lombardo came back on this album, I think the last time was 1996's Everything Sucks. I love the fact that they put the highlight on him. I love that whole album from front to back made me feel like I was 14 again. And rarely does an album make me feel right back, right when I kind of discovered, because like I discovered Everything Sucks was my first album that I discovered was back in when it was released, and that was also the first day the year I went to high school. So it really just brought me right back to the beginning of my punk rock journey. I thought it was very similar to Milo Goes to College, not so much Everything Sucks, but I loved it. I love it. I still listen to it all the time. I have the vinyl upstairs. It's always cranked on, the kids with me. Nightage, we will sing that right from our bellies.
So good.
Burst and like the windows. I feel bad for my neighbors, but that's their problem, not mine. But yeah, absolutely adore that album. That was my highlight. I definitely have some honorable mentions later on, but we'll save that. But next up is our EPs, and for mine was a little bit different. It's a Postmortem album, Mr. Chai Pigs, SNFU's A Blessing But With a Curse. I loved it. It was released back in May. I didn't bring it up on the show for a bunch of different reasons. But I kind of was saving it, and then kind of like our world went to like shit. So I kind of had it on the back burner, kind of like, if I'm really stuck, I always have this album to talk about because I love it, listen to it all the time, it's great. But that didn't happen. But yes, if you have a chance to go check this album out. Also the song Suddenly, I bought this album through Chase the Glory Tattoos and Records. They actually had a bingo contest to go with Suddenly, and Suddenly does have like kind of like the BINGO from like, that old bingo was his name of. It's actually rolled into the song in a way, and I thought it was kind of cute, and the fact that they went with the bingo for their contest I thought was really super cute. I want to send a big shout out to them. But yeah, if you haven't listened to it, please make sure you go check this album out. SNFU's Blessing with a Curse. Laura, who was your EP this year?
My favorite EP of this year, Buffalo Band Working Class Stiffs, you guys. It was self-titled EP, totally DIY, and I love everything about this. Again, it's no secret the way we feel about this band. They have been with Riot Squad right from day one. They've become pretty much our family now at this point, and I'm not just, maybe I'm a little biased here, but I really think that they are great musicians. And this EP has me so excited for 2022 in the future for these guys. It's their second EP out, and to me, the growth here from their first one is just wild. They kind of dive into the hardcore realm a little bit more, and they brought Matt in, so they have a second guitar player now, and it's just got this heavier vibe. It's also a little bit more polished. I think lyrically they're really growing as well too. I just love everything about these guys. I love that dirty, gritty ska-core, and I love how it makes me dance and how it makes me feel, and I love when the people making the music are as great as the music. Like I said, there's nothing bad about this. The song Gone on here hits me right in the feels. I get choked up every time. Again, lyrically, it's really a beautiful step in the right direction for these guys, and I'm so excited to have them on our stage again. I'm so excited for everything that we do with them in the future, and I think you should check this out if you haven't already. Terry, do we want to talk about some other bands that we really enjoyed?
All right, so here are my 4 honorable mentions. We did say, because when we did this show, we didn't know exactly what our terms were going to be, so we said pick 5. one top, 4 honorable mentions. So first one up is Ship of Fools out of Newmarket, Ontario. They released the EP. Fantastic. If you really like that really hard, I don't want to know so much hardcore. It's like a combination of hardcore skate and metalcore. And if you know me, and I've talked about this enough, is I am a big fan of metal. Always have been. I love metalcore. I love how hard it hits. This album hits hard. I think it's only 4 songs, but fuck. You know, it has me just like wanting to tear everything up. So I really enjoyed it. Emil and the Sniffers. I know Broken Cuffs talked about them as well, but it is such a fantastic album. I can't get enough of it. It is absolutely not a style that I listen to ever. And the fact that they have me hooked in so hard. I actually debated if I wanted to go with them as my top. The sentence just kind of has that longevity with me. It's kind of like that nostalgia. That's kind of what beat them out. But this album was fantastic. And it is transgens across every single genre out there. Anybody that I talk to about this album just loves it. And they don't care if they're primarily like rockabilly or if they listen to like ska a bit more. It's just such a fantastic album. Completely well done. I know she's touring in North America maybe this year. Fingers crossed. I do hope I get to catch them in May in Toronto. But yes, I am so excited for them and see their growth and see what else they come up with. My next one is Authority Zero's Ollie Ollie Oxenfree. I thought it was really well done. I thought it was fun to skate. It had, some really good guest singers in this. I also love like Jim Lindberg's appearance in this album as well. I think it was Don't Take Me Down. But yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I was actually listening to it this morning when I was cleaning. I got a closet for Christmas, so organizing my punk shirts a bit. But yeah, definitely hits really fast, really hard. I'm not going to talk about my last one just yet, because we were talking a little bit before the show, and turns out we picked the same one. So Laura, who are your 3, and we'll talk about our last one.
So my honorable mentions, and honestly, it was really hard to pick these 3 or 4 that we picked here, just because there's been so much great music coming out of this whole year. Like we said, some of this year was really shit, and some of it was really great. But the music that came out of this, at least for me, my mind has been blown every single day. I'll fall down these new rabbit holes. I've discovered so many bands and new albums and just genres that I normally wouldn't go for. So I'm just gonna go out and say that this was really hard for me. All right. My very first one, and I almost picked this as my number 1 as well, because this is my favorite band in the world, The Bronx. Bronx 6 is out. It's fantastic. Another flawless album from back to front. These guys, we're 6 albums deep, and they just keep getting better. I don't know how it's possible. I don't know how they do it. They're so tight, and they're so great live. Again, chills every single time they come on, no matter the mood that I'm in. This is the band for me. So that's honorable mention number 1. I really loved Froggy. These girls are out of Philadelphia, super young, and it's just this refreshing kind of Riot Girl, gritty punk rock that gets my blood flowing. It makes me excited for the future. They put out their first EP. It's called Sopa de Elote. You should check it out if you haven't yet. These girls are exploding. Mark my words, you're going to see them everywhere in 2022. I really also loved In Redemption by Racist Kramer. This is another band I found myself just right down the rabbit hole with these guys. They have this, I don't want to call them hardcore because they're not really hardcore, but they pull in all of these elements really well. They've got this like skate punk kind of vibe to them.
It's like a melodic skate.
More melodic. Like I don't. It's fantastic. They've got these great hooks, these really huge, bold, tight breakdowns. I don't know. I love this band, you guys. I love the cadence in this record. I love how different each song is from the other, but you can still tell what band this is and what they're trying to do. Hands down, their best work so far. And I guess that brings us to our last honorable mention. And we have talked about this album together on this show before. So our pick of the year is, Terry?
It's going to Chasers. Dreamers was fantastic. Front to back, this album just fucking rips. 2020 again is my favorite song. I absolutely love it. But wow. I'm sorry I missed these guys when I was in PRB back in Vegas. I really wanted to see them. It just happened that it was, and I kind of been kicking myself in the ass since. I was like, fuck, it's right there. Could have seen these guys, and I didn't. But I do. Dreamers to me was excellent. I don't really have. I love that skate that they pulled out. Mike's vocals are just beautiful. Beautiful. And that last song, I want to say, See You at the Show.
Yeah, nope, done.
It really touches on to something that's been, kind of, we're seeing this resurgence of older bands coming through lately. And we know, I think of Roderick Merritt when I, think of that, is that we're not going to be around forever. Mr. Ty Pig was another perfect example of that. A band that I've never had a chance to see, and eventually I won't be able to see ever again. That shit hit me so hard. When I first heard that song, I was like, tears. And for a different reason. It was either like somebody I might not be able to see again at the show, a band I might not be able to see at the show, just a bunch of shit. Just really hit me in such an emotional level that, how can it not get my top pick? I don't know. Laura?
I couldn't agree more. That is my favorite song on this whole record. I think that these guys really knew what they were doing, saving this for last. It just has this gut punch, right from the jump on this. And, Terry, like you said, yeah, where do we go when Bad Religion calls it a day? And that makes this song heartbreaking to listen to and kind of just reality smacking you in the face. But for me, there's also another really beautiful side to the story. And this is something that Terry and I talked about earlier before, we sat down to do this. But that feeling that you get from going to the show and being with those people that you love and hearing that music, that rumble in your heart. And yeah, guys, we'll fucking see you at the show. And that is something that we look forward to more than anything. That's what fills up our heart. It's what makes our heart beat. It's what makes us get up every morning. One of the things, at least, And I think that this song perfectly captured everything about punk rock, really. It captured our concerns, it captured our passion, and it captured all of the love for everything. The way this whole album really did. And it also felt like they were doing it in 1996. So kudos to that. I really think that this could not have been put together any better. I love the artwork. I love all the different beautiful variants that came out.
Yes.
These guys, again, too, I love when the music is great, but I love when the people are better. And these are grade A human beings. And that makes this all worth it to me. So I think that if you haven't listened to Dreamers yet, Terry and I both think that you need to do that right now.
Absolutely.
Great record.
Do it. From us here at Riot Squad, we definitely want to wish you the happiest new year. We hope that 2022 brings everything you ever wanted and more, and that there's no more, I still feel we're going to be dealing with some bullshit, but I do hope that it lessens, and it just keeps lessening as the year goes on and it gets easier for us. Remember, there are support networks out there if you are experiencing any problems with, say, your mental health, maybe an addiction problem. Please reach out. You are not alone in any of this. Make sure to take care of yourself. You are important, and we absolutely adore you guys. So with that, we will see you guys next week.